Hi, and welcome to CMPP's Speakers for Schools programme. My name's Rachel, and today I'm going to be chatting to Jenny Tomei. Now, Jenny is an eating disorder coach, personal trainer, and nutritional therapist. And so I'm going to find out a little bit more about what Jenny does and how she got to that position. So, hi, Jenny.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So, Jenny, you've got lots of different sort of job roles there. So can you tell us exactly what it is that you do?
Yeah, of course. Well, I first started out as a personal trainer. So I've been personal training for, around about 8 years. And then I qualified as a nutritional therapist. So I've been doing that for over 3 years now. And then, I wanted to train and learn more about eating disorders. I wanted to help people with eating disorders, having had a history of anorexia as a teenager myself. And I really wanted to go down that road and help other people. So I trained, I did specialist training in eating disorders with the National Centre for Eating Disorders. They have a course there, which is amazing.
Wow. So it was first of all personal trainer, and then you just sort of expanded it from that because of your history as well.
Yeah, I wanted to help other people because I believe that, my experience of having, been through anorexia, and it was a really hard time in my life. And, I thankfully came out the other end of it. I really wanted to be able to help other people and empower young people that recovery is possible from an eating disorder. And I feel like I've got a lot of life skills that I can help young people with that they're currently struggling with today as well. And yeah, that's why I really wanted to go into this sort of area and help other people.
Yeah, fantastic. So how did you actually get to this position today? So from leaving school, really?
Okay, well, yeah, so when I actually left school, I went to University of Greenwich. I mean, I studied business studies there. But I unfortunately, I couldn't get a job after that. And then unfortunately I became sort of quite ill again with the anorexia. So I had a lot of time out. And then I went into therapy. And then my story is quite long, but after I came out of therapy, I wanted to go traveling and sort of find myself again. So I did a bit of traveling, and then I came back to study nutrition. And then I started to pick up the personal training again. And so I did that for a few years. And then I actually decided that I wanted to help other people with eating disorders and help share my journey with them and help them to recover. And that's when I went to study at the National Centre for Eating Disorders, and I did that. And then I just started to work with young people who are currently struggling with eating disorders as well.
And how do you help them then? Is it sort of a one-to-one basis, or can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I work with limited sort of one-to-one clients now, and that's face-to-face and on Zoom as well. And then I've recently just set up, so during lockdown, I saw, the rise in eating disorders going up, and that really upset me, and I really wanted to help and empower other people. And I've set up Gen Up now. So Gen Up is an early intervention and prevention organisation to help young people who are currently suffering with eating disorders. And it's going to be a social enterprise, so non-for-profit company, because I really wanted to do something to give back to the community and help empower and educate young people, parents and teachers as well. So yeah, and that's currently set up. So the website is www.genup.com. And there's free resources on there as well that people can go on there and download. There's one for parents, there's one for teachers and for young people. And there's lots more to come as well. So I'm currently working on that as well.
And that's absolutely amazing. And like you say, if you're educating people and trying to help the prevention of it, that's just absolutely fantastic. And so obviously did you need to get a degree then to do what you do? You obviously studied specializing in. Can you just tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so the nutritional therapy was an advanced diploma.
Okay.
And for the eating disorders, the National Centre for Eating Disorders, that's an advanced diploma in practitioner skills for eating disorders as well. Yeah.
Right. So when you're talking about a diploma, what did you need to do to get into doing a diploma?
For the eating disorders or the nutritional therapy?
For either of them. I'm just sort of curious as was it just from A levels or?
Yeah, there was A levels, and then you had to do a course for the nutritional therapy.
Right.
There was biology entry sort of to do for that as well.
Yeah, it must be really interesting learning all about nutrition, and like you say, you've got the personal training side as well, so it all links in together.
No, definitely. Yeah. Like I feel like, with the fitness, nutrition, and then sort of with the eating disorders on top, it all fits in well together, which is, kind of I work quite holistically with clients. I take the client into a whole. I take all aspects.
Yeah.
Well, do a lot of, mindset work as well with the eating disorders, working on, things like mindset, nutrition, stress, self-esteem, body image, all these sort of different aspects.
And you're a great, you're it's an amazing inspirational story, because obviously you've been through it yourself. You've had that experience with it. So that must make you, a fantastic therapist as well through that.
Yeah, definitely. I really empathize with people, and I really feel like I want to be, by my client's side and help them as the best way I can, because I mean, unfortunately, things like anorexia, they are on the rise, especially, since lockdown. And, definitely having been through it myself as well. I didn't really realize when I was unwell, I was suffering with a lot of anxiety. So anxiety and depression sort of runs in my family as well. So I had no idea that I was suffering with anxiety. But I was also a victim of emotional abuse as well at university. So there were like other factors, because there's no one single cause of an eating disorder, but I was, a victim of emotional abuse, and I had high anxiety, and I still have anxiety now. I just manage it, so I just know my triggers better now. So I just have to manage it. I'm not perfect in any way. I just manage my triggers, and that's what I help clients to do as well. And I feel especially that, since the pandemic, anxiety has increased. And I think a lot of young people, are currently suffering with anxiety. And that's what I love to do. I love to help young people to help manage, stress and anxiety, and manage their emotions, because I feel that's key. I didn't really know how to do that when I was young. I didn't really know what anxiety was. I didn't really know how to self-regulate myself. And that's why I'm so passionate about it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. It mustn't be easy to share it all the time, and a bit of your history. And so what then is your biggest challenges that you have to sort of overcome in your job?
I mean, definitely for me, with the sort of anxiety, it's still there, and being able to tap into my inner calm. So I've had to do that, especially over lockdown. I'm naturally, in all honesty, not a calm person. It definitely doesn't run in my family, so I've had to really do that. And unfortunately, all the stress and anxiety does go to my stomach, so I have to make sure that I maintain that and self-regulate myself by doing a lot of mindfulness. So I do, my meditation, and I remember when someone told me to start doing that, and I found it really hard, because I was like, me meditate, never, that's not going to happen. But since I've started doing it, it's really helped just to kind of clear my head, help with my stomach. But I have to keep on top of it. If I slip off it, I notice that I get quite, stressed or anxious quite easily again. So just trying to keep on top of the meditation every day, which I feel is essential. And yoga, I find yoga is really good for focusing my mind. So I try to do yoga at least once or twice a week, and I have various hobbies that I do as well. So I play tennis, so I find that quite therapeutic as well.
That's great, isn't it? And like you say, everybody's dealing. A lot of people are dealing with anxieties and things. And the fact that you look so calm. I'm chatting to you, look just so calm, but you just don't know what people are dealing with inside, or having to deal with 2 hours before this conversation or anything, do you? I guess.
No, of course not. You can easily sort of hide things, but underneath the surface, you just don't know what's going on. But trust me, I get my good days where I'm calm, but I also get my bad days, where I, with anxiety as well, when it, was really bad. A few years ago, I used to have things like panic attacks and things like that. But it's just, I have to manage that. And thankfully, because I learn how to manage that now, I don't have those anymore. So but it's a skill, and it takes practice, and it's hard work. But once you're able to get yourself into that sort of state of calm, things just seem a lot less stressful and easier.
And so what does your future hold then? You spoke to us about what you were setting up. Can you just tell us a bit more about that again?
Yeah, so GenUp, so genup.com, that's where we have all the resources now available, and you can request those. So yeah, I feel my future is with that. So it's going to be a non-profit organization to help benefit, the community, and obviously reach other, communities as well, and hopefully the UK and everything. And I want it to benefit parents. I want parents to, feel like, they're understood, and they're supported and educated around eating disorders, as well as teachers as well, because I feel that teachers will play a really important part on how to spot the early signs of an eating disorder.
Yeah.
So I feel like, if we empower and educate teachers to give them the knowledge to be able to help their students, I think that will help improve and decrease the rate of eating disorders. And that's why I've started this up. So, and also for young people as well, I want them to feel understood and educated. So there are going to be lots of resources sort of available for them as well. And just empower them and educate them, and just lots of self-help resources on there, and eventually things like courses and webinars as well for parents and teachers. So I definitely feel like my future is definitely, with GenUp and expanding that so it can help young people, parents and teachers.
It is truly amazing setting something like that up, and you're making so much difference. It's just fantastic. So congratulations on that, and good luck with it all as well.
Thank you.
So just a couple of things I'd like to ask you. First of all, I think I'd like to just say, have you got any advice for anybody who is feeling maybe that they might be suffering the starts of an eating disorder or suffering an eating disorder? Any advice that you can just give for that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, by all means, go on genup.com, download the resource, because there's lots on there about that. And there's a lot on a resource on how to support your friend who may be struggling with an eating disorder, how to approach, what to say and what not to say. Also, I think it's really important to have someone that you can talk to about it. If like a friend, a close friend, just to kind of, just to voice what's going on and how you're feeling. So just be able to talk to someone who is going to be supportive towards you, and someone that will listen to you as well.
Yeah, and I think that's great to know that there's resources for friends, because it's not always, you might not always notice it yourself that it's becoming an issue, but your friends might be able to notice it and not really know how to deal with it or approach it. So
yeah,
that's great that the resources are there as well for people around.
Yeah, there's there's just a section on like how do I support my friend, and it's on one of the resources toolkit, so you can request that and it's all free. So
yeah. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. And then secondly, I'm going to ask if you've got any sort of advice for kids that are just starting out in their career. You've done something amazing and something that you openly enjoy with your personal training and nutritionism as well. So any advice for anybody sort of making their career choices?
I mean, I think it's really important to do something that you're passionate about. I mean, I'm quite a passionate person, so I always wanted to do something that I was very passionate about and that I enjoyed, and that I was going to be fulfilled by. So I think it's really important for young people to choose a career that they are going to be fulfilled by, and that they are passionate about, because if you enjoy your work, and I think that's a really good thing to have and achieve and look forward to as well. If we look forward to our work and we enjoy our work, I think it's going to make their lives a lot happier.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being so honest and giving us a real insight into what you do, and also how you got to that position. So it's been great chatting to you.
No problem.
Thank you very much.